Welcome back to another episode of Bella in Your Business. My name is Bella Vasta, and today we're going to talk all about why your employees quit and how you can fix it. Let me ask you something. Have you ever hired someone, thought they looked great, and then they ghosted you? Or maybe they quit after just weeks and it left you wondering, like, what the heck happened? If you've ever felt frustrated with the high turnover, if you've ever had employees who just don't get it, if you've ever found yourself thinking, I just need someone with common sense, then this episode's going to be for you. Because today we're going to get real about why your employees quit. Spoiler alert, it's not about the money. And it's not because they're lazy. And it's not because you're hiring the wrong people necessarily. It's because they feel lost, overwhelmed, unsupported. And the training systems you have in place or don't have are setting them up to fail. So let's break this down. The real reason people quit. People don't quit jobs they love. Think about it. When someone quits, it's usually for one of three reasons. They feel overwhelmed, they feel unsupported, they feel confused about their role or expectation. Now, sure, sometimes life happens. People move, schedules change, big life events happen, right? But most of the time they leave because they don't feel set up for success. I had a client who recently, like, literally told me she had a few employees quit. And when she asked why, one of them straight up said that she felt like she was lied to. Lied to. That's a pretty strong word, right? Now, before you freak out, let me explain. It's not that the business owner actually lied. It's that this employee came in with expectations. And when they started the job, they realized, whoa, I don't actually know what I'm doing. And the expectations were also probably that it's just a pet sitting or dog walking company. It's just walking dogs. But here's the kicker. The CEO, she did have a handbook and a manual and SOPs, but they weren't clear. They weren't organized. And the employee didn't actually use them, nor did she want to use them. And that leads us to the next big issue. Your training system is probably broken. If you are running around with a chicken with your head cut off, people come into your organization and they have to go through the handbook, they have to go through the manual, they have to do these tests, then they have to follow people around for however long, listening to all this information, being completely overwhelmed. You have failed before the plane has even taken off. Most pet business owners fall into one of two traps. Either they don't have the structured training and they just show people how to do the job and they hope for the best, or they have way too much structure, like a 50-page training manual that's completely overwhelmed, and that is not even the handbook or any of the other trainings. Here's the reality check. A handbook is not a training system. If you've ever said it's in the manual, why didn't they read it? I hate to break it to you, but your system is failing. People don't want to dig through a giant PDF. They don't want to know what to search for. And even if they find the answer, they don't always know how to apply it in real life. It's like telling someone to go to Blockbuster to go find a movie. And they go to Blockbuster, they drive there, they get dressed, they drive there, they go to Blockbuster, they're going up and down the aisles, they're hoping that the video's here, just to find out that it's an empty canister and there's no video actually inside. No one does that anymore. We stream movies, right? We get what we need instantly. It's on demand. And if your training system isn't working like that, you might be losing some really good employees. How many times have you said, I just need common sense? I need to hire people. How do I test for common sense, Bella? I've heard this so many times, and listen, I get it, but common sense, that's not a hiring strategy. You don't need to find a unicorn employee with magical instincts. You need a better system that makes sure every hire can and will succeed, even if they're not a mind reader. Search and seek. That's what a lot of training systems are these days. The employee has to go out and search and seek out the information. A lot of you are using Google Docs, Google Sites, Tranual, that kind of thing, right? Or PDFs. And that's okay. Because I mean, up until this point, March of 2025, we didn't have anything else that we could really do. That was the way that we did it. And that was the way that we had to get information. Have you ever tried to find something in Google Sites on your phone while you're out in the field? You have to click 10 times to get to where you need to go. Then it loads weird. The text is tiny, and it's honestly frustrating as hell. Your employees don't have all day to search through files just to find out how to handle a reactive dog or what to do if the client's key doesn't work. So what do they do instead? They text you. And then they get annoyed because you say, "Well, didn't you read the handbook? Or didn't you go through the handbook?" But be honest, if you had the search option to search through a boring manual or call someone and get a quick answer, which would you do? Even our employees want good customer service. And this is why your employees don't feel confident. It's why they quit. I mean, you have employees that either will never ask you a question because they don't want to be perceived as a dumb question. So they'll just make it up on their own. And then once you find out that they made a mistake because it wasn't exactly what you planned for, then you're like, "Well, why didn't you use the manual?" And they're like, "Well, it's a conundrum, you guys. It's an absolute conundrum." So what if instead of search and seek, and they had to spend all those minutes, like 3 to 7 minutes, maybe, I'm probably being pretty conservative, it's probably longer than that, to go find this information? What if they could just ask and receive? It just shows up. Imagine what kind of world would be. And I'm not talking about like Google. I'm not talking about copy and pasting answers. I'm not talking about control F in a document. Imagine this. Your sitter's in the field and they have a question. Instead of digging through a manual, they ask a chatbot and boom, it gives them the answer they need in seconds. And not just the answer they need, like a copy and a paste, but it actually talks to them. It brings them a bunch of solutions and asks them if they need more information or if they need to create a message to give to you or the office manager that has already been predetermined. That's like, "Hey, what's up, Belle? So I have this problem. I already tried A, B, C, D. I'm not sure what to do. What should I do? Or should I do D, E, and F?" Right? There's no searching that way. There's no frustration. It's just clarity. And I had a client that implemented this, and her new office manager was approving and assigning bookings on her third day without even asking a single question. Why? Because the system she made it easy, it was easy for her to get the answers that she needed to do that. Employees themselves, they feel supported. They feel more confident. They take more initiative. They stick around longer because they feel empowered. They feel like they can do a good job. They can get a win. They're not overwhelmed wondering, did I do the right thing? Am I gonna get in trouble? Are they gonna say anything? Like think about your best employees. They probably feel empowered in their role. Now think about the ones that quit. They probably felt confused, frustrated, or lost. It's not the job and it's not the sitter, it's the system. And I know this might be difficult for a lot of you to hear, but I want you to do something after this episode. I want you to really think about your training and ask yourself, how easy is it for the new hire to find answers? And can they get it on demand? How many times do you get interrupted with questions? Often the same questions over and over again, over months and months, right? Every new employee. How confident are your employees in their training? Sure, you do all those tests and quizzes and stuff, but confidence. If your answers aren't great, then it's time to fix it. And I'd love to help you. In less than a week, on Tuesday, March 11th, at 7 p.m. Eastern, I am going to be hosting a class. It is going to be $77. That is it. It is so affordable that everyone can afford it, like 3 dog walks. And I'm going to be teaching you how to build your own chatbot to do this, how to take all of this information that you have in your business and put it at the fingertips of your sitters. Make the business that you have grown your blood, sweat, and tears to do, to make it so easy for them to be successful, for them to get wins, for them to feel empowered and know that they know how to do their job. I'm going to teach you how to do this, and you do not need to know tech. You do not need to learn some new system. It literally can be done in 5 minutes. I am not exaggerating. I have had at least a dozen pet sitters do this already. And then after they realized how easy it was, they've done multiple others as well. I am telling you, your colleagues are revolutionizing their business in 2025 by leveraging AI tools that are available to everyone. No, it does not cost a lot. No, it does not take a lot of time to figure out. And something else I want you to ponder on. I think that we've all realized that in order for it to be successful or worth it, it needs to be hard. And it doesn't need to be hard. This is all of your information. This is all of your secret sauce. This is all of what your business is. No, it's not out there on the World Wide Web for everyone to get and know and steal your secrets. It can be actually absolutely private. It is something where your sitters, I've had a story where we've implemented it and a couple of things have happened depending on the company culture. I had one sitter who I was like, did you have any pushback? She was like, Bella, we don't hire those kind of people. We hire people who are innovative and love and creative and love to do all these crazy things that we're doing. I had another one meet one of her girls in the driveway of a sitter's house, and she's like, hey, have you been using the bot? And she's like, no, I think this stuff is stupid, quote unquote. That's what she said to her. So the boss, who is an amazing leader, and if you want some leadership tips, go to the last episode I just did. And she said, well, it's not an option. It's a requirement. You need to do it. Let me show you. And she did it. And she was like, okay. The next day, she's like, so have you been using it? And she goes, you know what? It's Morag from York Professional Pet Sitting in Canada. And she said, Morag, I will not doubt you anymore. Yeah. That's the stuff. That's the things that this is changing. I have another sitter who said we used to leave, 5 minutes at the end of a visit for care notes because this is something else you can do. I'm not going to teach you that in this class, but once you know how to do this for SOPs, you could pretty much do anything you want. And she's taken that 5 minutes that they pay their sitters to do notes, and now they're doing marketing for 5 minutes. Bark cards all around the neighborhood. This stuff is really easy, and it's really easy to deploy to your sitters. We've tested this enough to know that it works brilliantly, and I would love nothing more than to have you on this class. You can get to it by going to jumpconsulting.net/bot. BOT, and it's only $77. It's going to be Tuesday, March 11th at 7 p.m. Eastern. And I guarantee you it's going to change your business if you let it. So join me, jumpconsulting.net/bot on March 11th at 7 p.m. You guys, this has been another episode of Bella in Your Business. Thank you so much for spending your time here with me. Remember, when life gets you down, always keep jumping. Bye now.